tired as heck today.
Oh,
I think
yeah?
I've mentioned that a few times. That's what happens when you stay up until like 1:30 at night playing Injustice 2 for the first time.
What did you learn? I mean, what combos?
Nothing.
you don't recall anything?
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
I just remember playing and mashing buttons and thinking, oh, that was cool. I should look that up and see how to do that.
Yeah.
My name is Zach, and to my left I have,
I am Preston.
and to my right,
I'm Regina.
and this is the Top Pixel Podcast,
Episode uno.
episode uno. So, let's get right into it with the heavy hitters.
Oh, starting hammering off the bat, huh?
Game of Thrones.
Oh boy.
What do we think? Let's get our opinions. Who wants to go first?
You want to go overall? I mean,
Overall, give me your overall feeling. Of the episode.
overall, I was pretty satisfied. I really enjoyed it, but I'm just excited that I got more Game of Thrones. But I mean, as far as like an overall story, like I haven't read the books, so I'm enjoying what I've seen so far.
At the beginning of the episode, Arya getting the vengeance on the phrase, that was pretty awesome.
That was like first episode material, but that was the only hype I got from it.
And the best
Agreed.
part was it was a cold open too.
Yeah.
Like it was just like boom, here we go. You
I was
know,
like, what's going on here? I don't hear the theme music.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
So good.
There were a lot of people online that were confused and wondering, they couldn't tell if it was just a recap, like they're starting off and then Arya's going to come in and they're going to show basically Arya killing Walder Frey in more detail than they did. But then, obviously once he goes into his speech, you catch on pretty fast. And that was a great acting performance by him.
I was going to say he nailed the quirkiness of Arya so well. Like, the little smirks and stuff. It was so good.
The little telltales that gave the fans a wink, like, yeah, this is Arya talking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
In the beginning, I was like, what is she doing? Or sorry, what is he doing? He's not going to poison his whole family. And then...
Yeah, I even said it out loud. Like, I was like, oh man. I was like, I bet that's poison. I knew it.
Oh, you knew. You knew the second that
so good.
she's like, let's have a toast, or the Walder Frey,
Yeah, of
Arya,
course. Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, he.
Yeah, this is 2017. Can't assume genders.
That's true. It's true.
Okay. Anyways,
Don't be offensive.
had to throw that in. Anyways, you knew the second that he wanted to pass around wine to everybody. You knew it was coming.
Yeah. That whole scene was so satisfying. Like, it was good.
It was justice. A long time coming.
It really was. Like, I wasn't thinking about, oh, this is revenge.
Yeah. Once
like,
she killed
I was
Frey,
just like, oh yeah, he obviously deserves it. But I wasn't thinking like the revenge portion of it until afterwards.
oh yeah. I mean, last season after she kills him, I'm thinking, oh, there we go. It's done. She got her revenge for her family. But then I like that she took it a step further and just like annihilated his whole family, like all the important people.
Oh yeah.
I like how she said that she gathered them all there and described how they killed everyone, how they invited them in their house and killed them, and they were guests, and how they killed a mother with child, and she just like said everything, and you could see their faces, and they're like, are we supposed to cheer or?
Yeah, it was just like, good on us.
Yeah, like they knew what they did was bad.
And you could see it in their faces too. Like while she's going through everything that they did, their faces are looking solemn. Like, oh well, when you put it that way, we're kind of a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, we're animals.
Let's see. On top of that, then we have her meeting with the Lannister soldiers. That was an interesting scene to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, guest appearance by what was his name?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Yes, singer.
Arya is actually in real life a huge Ed fan.
Really?
Yeah, they surprised her
Oh, Macy.
by bringing him on.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yep.
That's cool. Then.
Yeah,
Okay.
like because he started singing and I was like, this guy is like really good. And then like they pan over to him and I was like, that's the guy I've seen with the small ass guitar in movie theaters. Like every time I see that picture, I'm just like, that guitar is too small for this guy.
Online, a lot of people weren't happy with the scene.
They said it broke realism.
Yeah, they said it broke realism. Dude,
I don't know. I disagree.
This show breaks realism all the time when you recognize actors from other shows.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
mean, they're just salty about it. It was a nod. It was something they did for her. They put him in, let him sing a little song, whatever. But
so what's the difference between that and like let's say Liam Neeson playing a stormtrooper in Star Wars?
obviously, they don't show his face.
That's a valid point. Yeah.
So I mean, it is
But
it
everyone
is
knew.
different. But like as far as like someone big making a cameo, I mean it's the same thing. But they didn't. I didn't think they overdid it. I think it served a purpose because I mean the scene overall was pretty good. I thought it shows that, it shows you a lot of information about King's Landing and the overall attitude and air that's going around that place right now. The
Yeah.
soldiers don't want to fight. They don't even want to be there. It's literally described as like just a big dump. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like it. I guess like all these like images and like pans of this great city is like it's so pretty, but then we don't see the streets of it, like, and that's kind of like where I wish sometimes we could explore a little more, because like we hear that the morale in the city is down. Obviously, Cersei's having her way with everyone, but like I'd like to see that, like really set the mood of how just dominant she is right now.
Well, they go over that in the books on how much of a dump the city is, and the sewage and just everything's just disgusting.
Damn.
It's not a pretty scene, but he does it really well.
yeah, and that was the whole point of the soldiers, obviously. Plus, it gives you. We're gonna find out a lot about Arya next episode because she has two options. She's either gonna kill the soldiers, or she's going to realize after talking to them that they're just normal people doing a crap job that they don't even want to do. I mean, we don't even know that they've killed anyone innocent or anything. They're just out here in the Riverlands. They were sent there because they found out that Frey and his family got executed or poisoned. So,
Well, it even showed they're Lannister soldiers, and they laughed when she said that she was going to kill the queen. Like, they laughed. Like, what royal army does that? You should be like, what the fuck? You're going to kill Cersei? No one cares about her.
yeah, that's generally not something you would even joke about. And even back in the time when Joffrey was ruling, if somebody had joked about that to a Lannister soldier, then they would have been killed on the spot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So and let's transition into talking about Cersei. Now that we're on the subject, there are many parallels starting to be drawn between her and the Mad King. And I mean, she's losing. She always thought she was smarter than she really is, and even Tywin commented on that. But now she's borderlining like delusional. Like she thinks she's like, I'm over the 7 kingdoms, and Jaime clearly stops her and says, "Yo, you're over 3 at best right now, because everybody else is out to get you."
Yep. Who's the dynasty going to be for? And she turns and says, for you and me.
Yeah, I mean, her kids are gone. She doesn't want to talk about Tommen. And, I mean, she basically drove him to that. Because she's just all about power and control. And she doesn't care what she has to do to get it or who she has to hurt to get it. And before it's too late, by the time she realizes that she was driving her own son crazy with that thirst for power and the things that she was doing, and he just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, he jumped out the window because first of all, he didn't want to be king in the first place. It was a lot of pressure, and he could never handle it. And then second of all, Cersei, his mother, was way too overwhelming with the way she was acting, what she was doing. He just couldn't take it.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, she was being an overprotective, mom. But like she's
yes
a little crazy.
And no, but I mean,
She's crazy.
when we first met Cersei, we see that she's willing to do whatever it takes to keep her children safe.
Except,
But she started transitioning from that motherly attitude into instead of doing whatever it takes to protect her children, she transitioned to doing whatever it takes to gain power. And that's kind of people are starting to say, like, she's starting to go down the same road as the Mad King, and
It's
she's
the power
getting
of the
drunk
Iron
with
Throne.
power, and
It's the power of the Iron Throne, man.
yep, it can do that to you.
You play or you die.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting tidbit. Anyone else notice that Littlefinger's dagger was in the book that Sam was reading?
Yes.
Yep. I saw it in the intro on Arya, and like, and
There-
I was like, that looks really familiar, and like I didn't put it together, and then I was just like, oh,
There
I
were-
see what's going on.
There were
here.
actually promotional photos.
yeah,
of
this is the one I
Arya
saw
with
yeah.
the dagger. And yes, but that's the one that I believe Ned took to King's Landing in season 1, because that's the one that they tried to assassinate Bran with. That same dagger, if I recall correctly, and that's how it wound up in the hands of Littlefinger, because Ned gave it to him
Oh,
and was like,
yeah.
"Here's the dagger that they used to try to kill my son. It's Valyrian steel, and there's only so many people that have access to Valyrian steel." And Littlefinger's like, "Oh, I'll figure this out for you." And obviously,
Ho, ho, ho,
we know
ho,
how
ho, ho,
Littlefinger
ho.
is. And
He's little.
You're right. And speaking of Littlefinger, we have action going on in Winterfell now. We saw the beginnings of the tension between Sansa and Jon, and we start to see that
Yo,
a
that
new
scene,
romance.
that scene was awkward as fuck.
no, zero romance.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
Listen,
about
man,
that.
back in the day it was okay.
I promise you, there's no way that's happening.
Just remember, Wincest.
Isn't Daenerys John's aunt?
Yes, he's her nephew technically. I mean, there's no technically about it. He's her nephew.
Wait, so remind me, how is Sansa directly related to John?
They're cousins because
Oh, then it's especially okay.
yeah. So because remember, Jon is Lyanna's son.
Ah, yes.
Lyanna
yes,
Stark,
yes.
Ned's sister. So they're cousins, first cousins.
I remember this.
But anyways, yeah, but we kind of worry that Littlefinger's words have gotten to Sansa a little
That's what
bit.
he does. He's great at it.
That's what he
Mhm.
does, man.
And she wants to think that he's not manipulating her, but the seed has been planted, and we saw the beginnings of it starting to sprout there. And I worry for Jon's sake, because he showed that he's a good leader and that everyone respects him, kind of like she was saying. And even if he doesn't want to believe it himself, only a really good leader could have turned around her questioning his decisions into getting the entire room behind him again with just a few words.
I was surprised that the two houses that they were dissing were there.
yeah.
How awkward is that?
Well, they had to be.
I know, but like they're just sitting there like in wait about their fate. It's just
Yeah, that scene,
Man,
that
that
scene
was
was a
powerful.
little just... It was super intense. And props to, what's her name? The one who has balls of steel.
Oh, the little girl?
Yeah, dude. She kicks so much
I think,
ass.
oh gosh, what is her name? I think in the show, her name is also Lyanna. I think she was named after Ned's sister, Lyanna.
Yeah, dude. She... Oh, my God. Just too good.
But yeah, no, she's awesome. I love her to death, man.
I saw a picture of how like it goes around the room and it shows Bren. She's like, I want to adopt her so hard, and then it shoots over to what's his name,
To Tormund, who's like, I want to bang Bren so hard.
oh no.
dude. I am so down with that. Scene.
She wants her as a daughter. He wants her as a wife. Let's just start a family and call this thing.
Dude,
yeah?
I'm so down. I think this is gonna be great. Like, it's not gonna happen. Obviously, I don't know.
Never
this
say never,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. This show surprises me all the time. I mean,
The ship will continue to sail until someone sinks it.
we need a sail. We need to make a ship.
We got to keep sailing.
All aboard.
Just keep sailing. Sailing away.
Apparently, the sticks have shown up.
Yup. I hate them, by the way.
Really?
That-
I love the
That song
Styx.
just gets stuck in my head. All right, let's not get derailed. Okay.
No, that's the point.
You want
Hey,
to get derailed?
anyone else think
You want to derail this?
Yeah, we're totally
Sam's
derailing
gonna
this.
get pink eye from rubbing his eyes?
Yo,
doing his
dude,
job.
Whoa,
okay.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
His
Okay.
daily
Yeah.
job.
That scene, like, okay, there are a few times in like TV show that have literally made me gag, and like twice last night I was just like,
Let me just say this. We have seen everything in this show, from beheadings to penises getting cut off, blood everywhere. butcherings, rape, God forbid,
Incest.
but and incest, and that is the one thing that genuinely made me want to throw up.
Heard you audibly like gag a few
Yes,
times.
yes, I audibly gagged.
Think of the person that had to make those props.
Do you know why? Because they kept drawing such a correlation between the soup and the diarrhea shit.
Right?
Like that
Wasn't
was going,
that beautiful?
Oh my god!
It was
So
a great scene.
beautiful.
It really set the pace for how just repetitive that bullshit life is. I mean,
It was hands down, greatest montage of all time to show you how many seasons have passed. Sure,
we need a montage.
it's like how many? I wonder how long Sam's been at the Citadel, and just how many times has he cleaned shit out of a bowl? I mean, oh my god. Anyways,
That was all in one day, I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was all in one day. Like, that's just how many times he eats shit.
that's just how many times this guy's took
Yeah, I
craps.
mean, jeez.
Oh
Fucking
my
surprise
God.
visit from Jorah, though. What
Yeah,
up?
Jorah the Explorer. Technical difficulties.
Oh, jeez, Gina, come on.
I got so excited.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Like the
Technical
second
difficulties.
that his arm came out, I was like, "That's Jorah." I was like, "It's gotta be Jorah." I was so excited. That scene made me so happy.
You okay over there?
Yeah.
Gina?
That's okay. We can edit this out.
No, we can't. I'm not leaving it in.
Oh, man.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Her stand looks like a mentally retarded person's hand, though. She's got like
Like fucking like what wasn't it a scary movie where he's like, "Take my good hand." He's going
exactly.
We good.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Okay.
Anyways,
And I lost half my notes in the middle of that. So
well, it's okay.
Welcome.
show's going
Yeah.
rogue, boys.
Who gives a
Show's
shit?
going rogue.
It's better this way, I feel.
Yeah. You know who does?
What?
Sam.
Sam, what about him?
He does give a shit.
I mean, that is true.
Bum.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
What was that?
I-
What was that? Is she trying to be our soundboard? Is that what she's doing right now?
I mean, isn't she supposed to
Soundboard
be,
Gina?
the drum hits are 3 hits, not 4.
She didn't even do a symbol.
Yeah, she
I
did the
did.
shh. That's her symbol.
That's my symbol.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Mango.
Yeah.
Dude, that match was so fucking fire, though.
That
like,
didn't happen.
it's okay, man.
It
Like,
wasn't. I mean, he had his moments, and then he just. It's so frustrating because I don't know a darn thing about Melee.
not
like,
one.
I know like the most minimal of minimal things, but there were so many times where he's jumping in, and I'm like, why are you doing this right now, Mango? Or better yet, shine, Mango, shine. Like Shine's broken. Shine them till you cry.
I
Like,
will say though, I have not seen anyone handedly take down Hungry Box like that many times. Like,
I thought he was going to be a 3-0.
yeah, like Hungry Box was
Like,
playing good.
Clutchbox brought it back for sure, but
Yeah,
I thought
like-
Mango was going to 3-0 him. Hungry Box brought it back all the way to game 5, but Mango clutched it out. And then unfortunately, just the impenetrable wall that is Armada's Peach just cannot be
Yo.
breached.
But let's be honest, Armada played out of his mind last night.
He's a machine.
He played so good.
He is a machine.
Ugh.
I don't understand it. I've never seen someone take a character as crappy as Peach and do the things that he does on it. I mean, he makes it look so easy.
He's a peach main, right?
Yes. He also has a really, really good Fox, but yeah, his Peach is just unreal.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. We were talking about how good Hungry Box actually is by watching another Jigglypuff player,
Mm-hmm.
and I was
That's
just
another
like,
great point.
and I
You
was just
can-
like, he's playing the same character, but his play style is completely different.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, why didn't you sleep him? Like, and I kept seeing opportunities there, and like, he just couldn't do it. And
Yeah.
I just
It makes you
Crazy.
appreciate how much work guys like Hungry Box and Armada do to like set up the rest or to set up the punish game that they do, because no other players do those things on those characters.
yeah.
I mean, to Prince Abu's credit, that's who one of the players we were watching, and
Yeah.
he had an amazing run. I mean, he took out. Who did he take out? He took out Plup.
Yeah, and
top
Pup's-
10 player in Plup.
Yeah,
I mean,
Pup's
number
hot.
5, I think, actually. Or, sorry, number 6. Number 6 after Leffen.
Yeah.
And he took out Plup. And then he even took Mango to game 3. Out of 3, best 2 out of 3, and he took him to number 3. All the way down to the wire.
Such a good game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so props to Prince Abu for sure.
Who won Street Fighter? I heard there was a lot of hype over the
Punk.
Street Fighter.
No, I'm sorry.
Is it-
Punk is who everyone in the U.S. wanted to win because he's a U.S. player.
Right.
18-year-old kid.
What?
It was Taquito.
Oh, that's right. Taquito. Yeah.
Taquito came back
Taquito.
from
The Mexican
losers.
snack. Yes.
Came back from losers.
Do you
and,
eat your taquitos with sour
went
cream?
to- No,
No.
never.
Really?
That's nasty.
Every
Wait, are you
time. Are you
serious?
serious?
That's
What?
so nasty.
No way.
It's
First
the
of all,
taquito
taquitos are
is
nasty.
so hot and warm in your hands, and then you have a nice cold sour cream ready for dipping.
She brings up a good point.
Hmm.
The
Do you use
hot and the
salsa? What do you
cold, so
what do you
good.
dip it in? You just eat it by itself?
Nothing. Just like
What the
when I used to
hell?
actually eat taquitos, I just ate it straight.
You
Wow, you heard it here first.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna just eat it straight?
One might call this top pixel. Brr, 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 brr.
what?
What?
Topical.
What, eating your taquitos straight compared to
Oh,
eating
yeah.
them with sour cream?
Oh yeah.
And comparing them
is
to the Street Fighter.
Topical how?
Yes.
Yes.
So anyways, taquito, player from Japan, not to be confused with taquitos, the shitty little things that you can buy in a frozen food
Do
section
you eat with sour cream?
that you do not eat with sour cream. You guys are unbelievable right now. I don't care. You know what? Tweet at us at Top Pixel Podcast.
There
Do
you
you
go.
eat your taquitos
Hashtag shameless plug.
with sour cream or straight? Or if you put some other thing on them, whatever that might be.
Some people put
Salsa,
Tabasco. You put Tabasco.
Tabasco. I could see Tabasco.
Dude,
I could see
Tabasco's
hot
delicious.
sauce.
But can you feel it?
Not as much as you over there, Pistol Pete. You're out with like 2 drops of hot sauce, and then you're tapping out.
That's true. Yeah, you do have a low tolerance for heat.
Can't take it.
Nope, sure can't.
Oh, the
Got to get
irony.
out of the kitchen. You know what I mean? Harry
What?
Truman.
What?
What up?
Who? The president?
Yes.
Okay. I have
It's a
officially
quote.
lost control of this
I
podcast. I
learned
don't
it
know where
in
we're
4th
going.
grade.
What's that?
Can't stand the heat. Get out of the kitchen. Harry Truman.
You learned a quote
Yeah.
from a president. in
Oh,
fourth
yeah.
grade?
In 4th grade?
Yep.
So what else did you learn in 4th grade?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh, Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein.
Berenstein Bears?
Is it Berenstein or Berenstein?
I don't know.
Consult Google.
Yeah. Because there was.
Okay, here's your task. Consult Google. Let me go back to. I want to get back to Street Fighter just for 1 second.
Okay,
Because I got to say this.
Sure.
Did you actually watch the finals? Or did
Last
you
night?
end up going to bed?
No, I watched the VODs today on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Punk, 18-year-old kid. Man,
Yeah, it's a punk.
played out of his mind.
Yeah.
Good Karen player.
Yeah.
Taquito played Akuma. 2 games in the first set, like Punk is just, he's so rattled. I mean, he got so rattled. He starts just
Savage.
throwing fireballs at him. He did good. He represented the U.S. well. 18-year-old kid. So that's nothing to sneeze at. Second place at EVO out of like 2,000 entrants.
Yeah, he's got potential for sure.
Yeah, he might have a little potential.
Maybe just a little.
Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit.
If he wasn't sponsored, he is now.
I don't know that he was sponsored. I don't remember. I think he was.
Even though what's his name, top 10 melee player, fucking Mango's friend isn't sponsored. What's his name?
Lucky?
Yeah.
He was sponsored by Selfless, and then Selfless pulled a. Everyone had talked about how shady they were.
Oh, was it that?
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
I remember reading
and then
about
they
that.
just disappeared like overnight. They just shut it
Ah,
down.
yes, I remember this.
He's one of those guys that like apparently I don't know takes their money and then runs or something. But anyways,
At least he got a jersey out of it.
yeah, he got a jersey out of it. On the subject of EVO, Tekken finals were pretty freaking hype.
That's what
Did
I
you-
heard. I didn't watch Tekken 5.
Oh my god!
was
dude.
that Honeybee?
No, that was Injustice. We'll talk about that in a second.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I heard about Honeybee at work today.
Tekken finals was Saint versus JDCR, and they're both Echo Fox players. So, Rick Fox is like our Lord and Savior right now as far as esports goes. He had not Honeybee. He had 2 finalists in Tekken, and then Taquito, who won Street Fighter, also Echo Fox player.
Taquito.
Taquito.
What was that surprise face? I'm
Go
so
ahead.
scared. I'm so scared to ask.
So looking up the Berenstein
I'm telling you,
Bears.
it's a controversy.
I didn't know that.
It's
There's a whole
it's like the
conspiracy.
Shazam thing.
There's a whole conspiracy because there's actually a lot of people who in their childhood thought it was Berenstein
Yes.
Bears,
Yeah.
but it's spelled differently now. It's Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
And now there's a conspiracy that we don't exist. So
Wait,
that's
that we
interesting.
don't exist?
wait. How do we go from Berenstein to Berenstein and
Yeah, what was
to
the-
we don't exist?
that was a pretty big
it's
jump.
all about
Can you
the,
explain that
the
one to me?
Is it Mandela? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Mandela.
The Mandela effect.
Where like he died or like was left in prison or
Where
whatever.
people have vivid
Yeah.
like memories of him dying in prison when he didn't.
So trippy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's related to that, but yeah, there's no pronunciation on it because there's a huge conspiracy against it.
Yeah. Tell you, look at like it's ridiculous. Like, do you remember the show Kazam or Kablam? It's
I totally-
I
It's
loved
Kablam.
Kablam.
Okay.
Kablam
Yeah.
was the shiznit back in the
Dude,
day.
that show was so questionable. Like I watched it back on Boomerang and like the jokes were just like
Oh, they're beyond
I was like,
questionable.
oh my god, how did they get away with this?
You know how they get away with it? Because you're so young and you had no idea at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, like even like the parents, like Ren and Stimpy and shit. Like, dude, those
Okay,
shows were so
Those
dirty.
Ren and Stimpy and shows like
Rugrats
like
was
that
dirty.
and Rocco's Modern Life and Courage the Cowardly Dog, all that's for stoners. All of it.
That's just your opinion, man.
No, it's not. It's like for stoners by stoners.
FSBS.
So anyways,
Yeah.
Hype Tekken finals.
Yeah.
We had Saint versus JDCR. JDCR was an absolute monster.
What does that mean, JDCR?
And apparently in Korean, it's supposed to mean something like master of all characters is what
Uh-huh.
it's an anagram for.
Sure.
And he showed it off. I mean, he played so many different characters.
Yeah.
I think he went from Dragunov in finals to Devil Jin, who's one of the like most technical characters in Tekken 7.
Interesting.
And then he just went to town. I mean, it was great. It was really, 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 really hype. Both of them are just amazing players. But here's my problem with Tekken. It's a really, really awesome hype game to watch when both players are like at the peak of the mountain as far as like ability. But other like anything below like top 5, it feels like, or even top 4, it felt like it was just one guy wrecking someone else's face. Like they just got one touch and then just juggled them in the air for the entire round. You know, while that can be hype, if all the players aren't evenly matched and you see such a disparity even in like the top 25 or like top 10 until you get like to the final 3 or 4, like it makes it so boring to just watch one player just get like absolutely destroyed like over and over. I don't know. I that's why I kind of prefer watching Street Fighter to Tekken. But Tekken was super hype when it got to like the top 4, top 3, when it's just guys that can just mess each other up and over and over. They actually have to take turns guarding and comboing.
What did you think about the Injustice tournament?
Obviously, it influenced me enough to pick up Injustice. I was always on the fence. It also helps that a few friends, particularly one out in Nashville, shout out to Marcus. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. It's a pretty game. Story's pretty dope. Totally recommend it for fighting. It feels more fluid than Street Fighter, I think, because I got in Street Fighter 5 and wanted to play it. Influenced by EVO last year, watching it. Super hype and thought it was awesome. Wanted to try to get into fighting games again and played it for a little while, trying to learn a little bit about it, and then Overwatch happened.
As it did for everyone.
I mean, if I'm being honest, when it comes to fighting games, I just spam buttons.
It actually it started like back with like Tekken 2 and Tekken 3. I actually took time and learned the combos, but it would always piss me off because I knew enough to know the combos, but I didn't know enough how to just beat someone spamming buttons. You know that point in
Yeah.
like all fighting games where, and like, you know, Melee's like that too, which I've been
You
playing
could
a bunch
combo,
of.
but you can't combo the combos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can combo, but you can't string combos together.
Exactly.
And then you also can't, you know, you're not very good at dealing with people just spamming crap because you never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But,
I was pretty good. Dragon Ball Budokai.
ooh, and speaking of, we got Dragon Ball Fighters coming out. 2018, can't get here soon enough. Saw some Trunks gameplay. Early saw some of his moveset
Yo,
at EVO special presentation.
The
Looks pretty
Spunks.
badass.
that Trunks gameplay was pretty hype though.
Oh, I agree.
Like, it looks so pretty.
We got the classic move against Frieza
Yeah, dude.
with the crazy, what is it? Crazy techno goth dancing arms that he does before he shoots his energy beam.
Yeah, did you watch that video of the funeral?
Yes.
Oh, so
Yes.
good. Oh, so
God.
good. There's this video where it's this guy's funeral, and like part of like his his best friends, they were like techno goth like ravers, and they showed up in like full goth gear and like played music and like danced techno like goth, what is it, industrial, whatever it is. It was cringe as hell, but it was so good at the same time. I want to make that song. I want to make that song my ringtone.
I laughed. I felt kind of bad about it, laughing at a guy's funeral.
But like the weird thing is, right, is that as cringe as it was, is that everybody there was crying.
I know, that's why I was laughing so
it was
hard.
So ridiculous.
That's why I was laughing so hard. Like, props to them for celebrating their friend and something that they all love to do.
I haven't seen this. Can you describe what's happening?
Yes. So you know what technogoths look like, obviously, right? With
No.
they like had the leather and like the like the belts all over them with like the long purple neonish like dreaded wigs that they put on and like the
Okay,
masks and everything. They generally have like what do you call them? The little neon lights, that you used to break
Is
with
this a
glow
raver?
sticks. Yeah, they're basically ravers. But they meet up at the weirdest places. Like, one of the famous videos on YouTube is a bunch of them meeting underneath like a bridge at an overpass and just like dancing their little techno goth hearts out. Yeah,
Oh,
that right, and like the furry
no.
boots and stuff.
That's like the scene kid.
Yeah,
That's the video
Era.
too of them underneath the overpass.
I
What
know,
are they
it's so
doing?
good. It's so
Oh
good.
man,
That's what I mean. So like,
it
imagine
makes me think of MySpace.
imagine a funeral. Jeez, imagine a funeral where there's 3 of them, right? And then that's
4.
Oh yeah, 4 of them. There's 4 of them dancing there.
5 if you count the guy in the casket.
Oh jeez. And they're just all dancing just to a song that started playing, like in homage to their friend. Like,
Oh no! The best part is the song when it's starting. It's like 3, 2, 1. I
Fuck
want to
me.
fuck you or
Yeah,
fuck me
it's
or
just
something
fuck
like
me.
that.
It's just like, what the hell just happened?
Whoa,
I was like, this is the best funeral ever.
What?
But
That's a good
that's
point.
a
I
pretty
didn't even
fucking,
think about
that's like
that.
some pretty good trolling right there.
We went from Injustice 2. That's where we left off.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy crap! How do we get all the way here from? Okay, whatever.
Hey,
Anyways,
We're so random. We're like an Emery song.
Honeybee, who you were talking about, lost to Dragon, who was like apparently the youngest Injustice winner ever. And Honeybee also took out Sonic Fox, who had won Injustice like 3 years in a row, something like that for EVO. And the crowd was behind Honeybee, and unfortunately, he just couldn't pull it out. Which feels like that's kind of what happened a lot at EVO. Like the guy that the crowd was behind, which generally is the underdog, understandably, just couldn't win.
That pressure when they're chanting your name.
Yeah, I mean, it got to him. It got to everybody. I mean, it got to Punk, it got to Honeybee, and
his name's Honeybee, right?
mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
And then
Yeah.
I'm guessing y'all didn't, but did y'all? I'll go ahead and ask. Did either one of y'all get up early enough to watch Blaze Blue finals? I know no one probably gives a crap about Blaze Blue, but it was pretty hype actually.
No, I turned on some of the games from Saturday. It was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, Saturday was a good day for EVO. Sunday was really good too. But Blaze Blue, not only were the finals really good, but it was really funny because this one kid, Ryusei, who ended up winning,
Yeah.
that dude is like the most flamboyant person I've ever seen. Like just personality wise.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, like he just comes out on stage and he's like posing for the crowd and like doing bows, and like every time he would win a game, he's like just like bouncing in his seat, like pumping his arms, going,
Yeah, dude, he's hype.
Is he worse than the Smash player that like?
Captain Zack.
Is that him?
You're talking about Captain Zack.
You know
who,
who I'm
like,
talking
the
about?
guy
yes,
that with
he
the mask.
imitates Bayonetta's intros
Yes.
like every
Is-
time. with,
Are
like,
they like the
fans
same
and-
person?
Oh my
Almost?
god! You know what? Those two would probably get along really well.
That's
Actually,
so
I take
fire,
that back.
though.
They wouldn't, because there's no way that those two personalities could share the stage with each other. Don't get me wrong, I love
They
watching
put
Captain
on a great
Zack come
show
out.
though.
What if they did the fusion dance? Would that matter?
I mean, that'd be freaking sick. Just come out on stage, do the fusion dance.
Can we make that happen?
I mean, Captain Zack, which is Bayonetta player, and Salem, Bayonetta player, wins Smash 4 for EVO, taking it over the undisputed best player in the world, Zero. And he is Salem played Bayonetta. There's a lot of uproar in the Smash community about Bayonetta, and I disagree with it. A lot of people say that she's cheese because she has like the combo that can kill you off the top, just take you from stage all the way up. I mean, there's ways to get out of that combo. You just have to do the right thing. You have to smash DI in the correct way. And, you know, Salem didn't get a combo kill on Zero until the very, very last one.
Yeah.
But I disagree with all the Smash players like on Reddit and Smash forums who are saying that Bayonetta's like cancer or whatever. She's a hype character. Like, yeah, she might do crazy stuff that other characters can't, or like people might have a hard time against her, but that's great for casual fans and getting them involved in the game because they love seeing stuff like that,
Yeah,
like the
she's-
super hype characters.
She's hot.
Let's touch up on another thing. I think we all just got through watching the Kingdom Hearts trailer, Kingdom Hearts 3.
The latest news today for Kingdom Hearts 3, the director said that it's Square's fault that the game is taking so long.
Never could have guessed it.
Yep.
Surely not. It better be better than Final Fantasy 15 because they had 10 years to work on that game and they made it good, but it was not as great as it could have been.
Just remember, at the end of the day, everyone sitting here would much rather have a quality game that you've waited for than a half-assed game that's rushed like every other thing on the market.
I 1000% agree with that statement.
Like, I would rather wait 5 years more for a game that's phenomenal than get a game that's half-assed and broken as hell. I mean, because most games that way are that way right now.
Mm-hmm. Seeing the latest Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay, that makes me think that they're going to do it right.
Yeah, I agree. The attacks and the magic look really good for that trailer.
I'm so interested in the fact that it looks like your Keyblade can change into different forms now.
Yeah, I see like a rocket thing
Like
in
the
there.
rocket launcher looking thing, like the gun, or like the big gigantic hammer, and then you can jump into the mech. Like they have the heart. It's like the heartless toy with the mech.
That part was legit.
That looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm just glad that since Toy Story World is now confirmed, which it looks like it's gonna take place like in the room, in Andy's room, around the house, and then also at the toy store. I'm guessing there's probably going to be a mission that requires you to go over to the kid who was like a total jerk,
Sid.
It's probably going to be a mission that takes you over to his house.
He was
too.
my favorite character.
That makes sense.
What? Why?
I'll just leave it at that. The thing with Toy Story being a confirmed world is that means that Pixar is wide open on the plate as
That's
far
true.
as what other worlds there could be. I think it's probably a good place to cut it for right now.
Yeah.
We covered a lot there. EVO finals for everything, pretty much hype. Covered Game of Thrones, obviously.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
This is not going to be a Game of Thrones podcast, damn it.
No, this is not going to be a
100%.
Game of Thrones podcast, but there will be a section, most likely, at the beginning of every show, unless we want to start baiting our listeners into listening longer. You'll never know when we're going to talk about Game of
We
Thrones.
should probably put no spoilers in the beginning
Yeah, that's trolls.
before
Fuck.
we start talking about
Dude,
it.
no spoilers?
No,
Say-
we
you
should
mean
have
like
said,
say
we should
there's
have
no
said-
spoilers?
Oh, no, we should have said, like,
Yeah, because
spoilers.
that's what you said.
Yeah, oh, shit.
Yo, that's broken.
That's pretty troll.
Yeah, dude. Like,
No spoilers,
Like, don't worry,
guys.
no
Guess who
spoilers in
died?
this podcast.
how to get reported and thumbed down instantly.
Ugh, jeez. That's why she's not
I
in
meant
charge.
to
That's
say,
true.
we should have said there were spoilers.
Totes.
So fast forward to the end of the podcast first to learn that there are, in fact, Game of Thrones spoilers in this podcast. And then rewind and listen to the full thing.
We're like a manga.
Just remember, there's always one more important thing than Game of Thrones. Anal sex.
Friendship. Oh,
Well, I mean, sure.
they could go hand in hand. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Bye, everybody. Tune in next week.
or don't. It's up to you.
Please do.